The Directorate of Vigilance of the Delhi government has finalized and submitted its report to the Chief Secretary in the matter of grave irregularities and corruption by the Arvind Kejriwal government in the construction of 2,405 classrooms in 193 schools. The DOV report underlines towards a major scam and has recommended a detailed investigation by a specialized agency. The Vigilance Department has also recommended fixing the responsibilities of the concerned officials of the Education Department and the PWD who were involved in the bungling to the tune of nearly 1,300 crore rupees. It has also recommended to forward its findings along with the replies of the PWD and Education Department to the CVC for consideration. I'm crossing over to our senior editor, Pallavi Ghosh, to get us more. Pallavi, how is this going to impact the AAP? Tell us more.
Well, as you pointed out, these are very glaring accusations and allegations against the Delhi government. And, their flagship program of education is something which has always been projected by the Delhi government and the Chief Minister as being the main reason why people are supporting the Aam Aadmi Party. You pointed out, but there's one more point which is there in the Vigilance report, and that also talks about how private entities, and they take a name of one specifically of Babbar and Babbar Associates, saying that these private entities have been given contracts in the running of the administration. Remember, it's pretty much a similar allegation which was done as far as the excise policy scam was concerned. Over there too, the allegation was that private entities perceived to be close to a Delhi government, the ones who were running it, and they were the beneficiaries. How does it play out on the ground? Well, we are seeing the MCD elections. In the MCD elections, education, health, mohalla clinics, the schools run by the Delhi government, all of that is under the scanner by the BJP. The BJP's allegation is that this is a scam. They're unsubstantiated achievements which the Delhi government is talking about. So I think with this latest revelation where the Vigilance Committee has forwarded a report to a chief secretary. The chief secretary is expected to get responses and then file the response back to the Vigilance Committee, and then it goes on from there. Will be something which is going to lead to another fresh round of allegations, counter allegations between the BJP and the Aam Aadmi Party.
Now, Pallavi, how do you think the AAP is going to be responding to this? Because these are massive findings that comes in line with the BJP's allegation of a classroom scam.
Well, the Delhi Chief Minister has gone on record to say that how the central investigative agencies, whether it's ED, CBI, the Vigilance Committee, all of them are being misused by the BJP because they want to hit out politically at the Aam Aadmi Party. I don't think the AAP government is going to take these kind of allegations very seriously. They're going to say, there you go. Those allegations are absolutely unsubstantiated. And if you have the investigative agencies in your hand, then of course you target your political opponents. And they've been deciding to brazen it out, really, Aisha. We saw it in the case of Satyendra Jain. There's no question of resignation. They're brazenly supporting Satyendra Jain. So I think the AAP strategy is to dig their heels in.
Absolutely. Pallavi, I do want you to stay with us. We are being joined by Mr. Harish Khurana of the BJP. Mr. Khurana, thank you so much for speaking to CNN News 18. The big breaking development, the report has now been released about the classroom scam. There are very significant and scathing findings. What is your first reaction to this?
See, from the day one, BJP was alleging that there's a huge scam in the classroom, in the school scam. Now today, the Director of Vigilance has also confirmed that and recommended the fixing of the responsibility of the concerned officials of the Education Department and the PWD Department also. The amount is around about 1,300 crore rupees. What we feel, BJP feel is, the amount is much, much bigger because in this case, the vigilance report which has come in is around about only 2,000 odd classroom what we are talking about. But the actual construction of the rooms are there, about 21,000 rooms which Aam Aadmi Party was claiming. So if you see the quantum of the scam, it's much, much higher what BJP is alleging, and we have the proof of that. The role of Babbar and Babbar company, the role of the people, the contractors which have been given the contracts, these has to be investigated thoroughly. And I think the actual kingpin of this whole scam is Arvind Kejriwal and Satyendra Jain and Manish Sisodia.
Mr. Khurana, I would also like you to elaborate on how your party really found out that these irregularities were taking place, because you had first raised these allegations in August, if I'm not wrong.
See, first of all, this whole scam was started when the agency was being hired for constructing or giving the design and everything with the Babbar and Babbar Associates. They have been given a contract without any tender. I mean, without he's a private person, and with the report also says that he's been appointed as a consultant, not only attending a crucial meeting but influence the post tender from the minister also. The scam started over there from Babbar and Babbar Associates, and has gone up to level that the amount of which sanction amount of the tender has gone escalated like anything. It has gone so much high that the quantum of the money which has been allocated by the Vigilance Department is around about 1,300 crores of only 2,000 odd classrooms, what we're talking about.
And how do you think this... Sorry, continue.
Sorry?
Sorry, please continue.
No, I mean, if you see, but the actual construction, they're in two phases. First phase was about 9,000 odd classrooms, and the second phase was 11,000 odd classrooms. So the classrooms, the 21,000 odd classrooms have been constructed. So if you see, this kind of pattern will be continued in further construction also. Then the quantum will go in thousands and thousands of crores.
Absolutely, Mr. Khurana. I would like you to stay with us because we're also being joined by Mr. R.P. Singh of the BJP. Mr. R.P. Singh, we've just spoken to Harish Khurana about this new report about the classroom scam. There are pretty scathing findings. What has been recommended is a detailed probe. Could we have your reaction to this as well?
Well, it is a scam of a kind. I mean, where classroom which could have been built in 5 lakh rupees or less than that have been almost 30 lakh rupees were spent on each classroom, and then even toilets were shown as the classroom. So it's a scam of the kind, and probably the model which you were presenting to the country, saying that we are the best education model. If this is the best education model, then God bless Delhi and God bless the country wherever they go and contest election. So obviously there need to be a complete vigilance inquiry into it and detailed inquiry into the complete subject. The initial report indicates that yes, there's a scam in it, and we are hopeful that LG will soon recommend the detailed inquiry into it, and then all those who are involved into it, and whether it's Mr. Sisodia or anyone else, they will be convicted and then will be held responsible.
Absolutely. Mr. R.P. Singh, do stay with us. I also want to cross back over to BJP's Harish Khurana. Mr. Khurana, the question that I wanted to ask you is how is this going to impact... All right, change of plans, we've actually lost that connection. I will remain with Mr. R.P. Singh of the BJP. So, Mr. Singh, what I wanted to ask you now is how do you think this is going to impact your strategy for the MCD elections which are coming up?
Well, all this has nothing to do with the MCD election. I mean, people of Delhi are now used to this sort of scams, and they know that this guy is a scamster. I mean, Kejriwal is a scamster, and he has been doing scams in whatever way or wherever is possible, whether outside or whether inside the jail also. Because I guess ministers are doing scam business in the jail also. But people have already made up their mind on Mr. Kejriwal that they don't want him to be part of the MCD. They want people who can go on MCD better, and they want that MCD should perform not under Mr. Kejriwal but as under BJP. But fact is, the scam after scam, whether it's Delhi Jal Board, whether it is GTC, whether it is classroom, whether it is Mohalla Clinic, this is a money-making machine. They were using the Delhi administration and Delhi government for money-making machine to go and contest election in other states. From here, they would earn money through scams and divert that money to contest election in Gujarat or Goa or Punjab or wherever they want to go and contest election. They use this money, people's money, the exchequer money for their personal objectives, for their political objectives.
Absolutely. And Mr. Singh, what I also wanted to ask you is what do you think should really happen with the AAP, considering that there are multiple scams which have come to light in the last couple of months especially? They already have some ministers who are in jail, sitting in jail. What do you think needs to happen with the AAP as an overall party?
Well, because when parties are made without ideologies, when parties are made only to contest and win elections, and this the outcome of that. Because I have not read any book or any literature of Aam Aadmi Party on what is the ideology, except some freebies which are also not free actually, which is also ultimately cutting on the people's pocket and diverting money from one pocket to another money. But that point is like, because the party has no ideology. Party it's just on basis of contest. It's just another political party to contest election, and this is what happened. I mean, Do you remember Mr. Lalu Yadav? He came because he wanted to contest election to be in power and using their power to make money. And then ultimately what happened? The fraudulent scam, and here's the same case. The party was made on name of anti-corruption crusade, but ultimately it's the most corrupt party today in the country.
Absolutely. Now, Mr. RP Singh, what I also wanted to ask you about was what your party will seek to do over the next couple of days. Will you be holding protests now that this report has come out with some scathing findings?
That is a part of the political process. Because we are being in politics, we are there to expose these scams and ensure that people should get their due, whatever is due to them, and then if there's a scam which has happened, then let people also know about that, how their money has been misused by people in power.
And Mr. Singh, what the AAP has previously said whenever scams like this come to light is that it's the government that is misusing central agencies. What is your response to that?
For that, they have tried their best to get the bail from Mr. Satinder Jain. For 5.5 months he's in jail. They would have tried minimum 50 times to get a bail for him, but the bail has been refused by the court, which categorically shows that that whatever is being pursued by the agencies, they are on the right track. But the liquor scam, there's so many scams which are happening day after day, and then probably they were only money-making machines for their political objectives. They had nothing else to do, nothing to do with the service of the people of the city. That's why city is the most polluted city. That's why there's no good water, there's no healthy water or good water in the taps of Delhi. Delhi, and also that what is Delhi suffering from? Delhi, can you imagine a place like Mohalla Clinic? They claim there were 3 deaths in the Mohalla Clinic because the wrong medicine was prescribed by the doctors. Then their ministers were caught raping women. Their ministers were caught making fake degrees because people's memory is very short, and so much are happening. So we have to keep reminding people of what sort of person he is. So before they go and vote for the next time, they should remember that they have to vote for a scamster or people who want to serve the Delhi in real sense. I'll give you one example and I'll finish. During the Corona period, it was the only MCD employees who were coming to every doorstep and collecting the garbage. No one else. Mr. Kejriwal was sitting in his home. He never came out of his home. Remember that LNGP hospital where there were dead bodies in the corridors? He never went and was neither concerned, neither he took any action against or took any action to even to ensure that things are normal in LNGP hospital, only one good hospital which was run by Delhi government. But ultimately, Amit Shah ji, the Home Minister, has to come and talk to the LNGP staff and encourage them to get back to work and ensure that the people are taken care. So the difference between the two parties and two set of people who work for ideology, who work for people of this city or people of the country, or people who only work for scams.
Absolutely, Mr. RP Singh. Thank you so much for speaking to CNN News 18 about this entire report. We are also being joined by Congress's Alka Lamba. Ms. Lamba, thank you so much for speaking to CNN News 18. The report on the classroom scam is out. What they've sought in the report, what has been being sought is a detailed probe by a certain agency that will be allotted to this. What is your response to this?
ये आम आदमी पार्टी की सरकार अपने आप में एक कंप्लीट स्कैम है, धोखा है, झूठ के ऊपर खड़ी ये सरकार है। शीला दीक्षित जी के समय में 15 साल में जो स्कूल बने रहे वही स्कूल आज है। इवन कि उन स्कूलों को खत्म करके हमने इतने क्लासरूम बनाकर 200 स्कूल बनाने का दावा करने की आज पोल खुल गई है। उम्मीद करती हूँ दिल्ली के शिक्षा मंत्री मनीष सिसोदिया जी जो ये दावा करते रहे, अरविंद केजरीवाल जी आपसे जरूर जुड़ेंगे और इस जांच के ऊपर सिर्फ ये नहीं कहेंगे कि ये तो चुनाव है और राजनीति है। आपको इस पे तथ्यों पर जवाब देना होगा और उम्मीद करती हूँ हर बार की तरह दिल्ली के मुख्यमंत्री और शिक्षा मंत्री मनीष सिसोदिया बचने की कोशिश नहीं करेंगे, क्योंकि आप दिल्ली और देश को पहले ही बहुत धोखा दे चुके हैं और अब चीजें पूरी जांच इंक्वायरी के बाद सच्चाई सामने आ रही है। उम्मीद है कि आपको मनीष सिसोदिया जी का बयान मिल चुका होगा इसमें। I'm asking to you.
Lambaji, what I would actually like to ask you about is that the AAP has, what you were saying was that the AAP does need to respond to this. They have previously responded to this when the allegation first came out, saying that the center is misusing agencies. What do you think about that response of the AAP? Because they have responded saying that the center is misusing agencies.
देखिए, यूज एंड मिसयूज का आरोप आम आदमी पार्टी लगा सकती है, पर ये तो कांग्रेस ने खुद बहुत बार इस चीज के सबूत दिए हैं। स्कूलों का विजिट किया है कि जहां पर इन्होंने कहा हमने इतने स्कूल बना दिए 200, हमें वो स्कूल पूरे दिल्ली में नहीं मिले। बाद में बोला नहीं हमने इतने क्लासरूम बना दिए हैं, वो 200 स्कूल के बराबर है। जब वो क्लासरूम भी आप गिनने पहुंचेंगे तो आपको वो क्लासरूम्स भी नहीं मिल रहे और करोड़ों का स्कैम यहाँ पर दिख रहा है। तो इससे इनकार कैसे करेंगे? मैंने वही कहा, हर बार ये कह देना कि राजनीति है, बदनाम किया जा रहा है, झूठे आरोप है। ये तो एक जांच कमेटी ने जांच की है ना, और सच्चाई सामने आई है आपकी, जिसपे आप झूठ को करोड़ों के विज्ञापन लगा के टैक्स पेयर के पैसे से कभी दिल्ली, कभी उत्तराखंड, कभी गोवा, कभी गुजरात, कभी हिमाचल जाकर लोगों को झूठ बोलते हैं। और मैं तो हर चैनल से भी रिक्वेस्ट करूंगी, मीडिया के लोग इनकी एड दिखाने से पहले प्लीज सच्चाई जानिए। अगर सच है इनकी एड में तो जरूर दिखाइए, वरना सिर्फ एड और पैसों के लिए झूठ मत दिखाइए, क्योंकि सच्चाइयां यही है जो अब जांच में, इंक्वायरी में सामने आ रही हैं। यही शराब नीति में भी मनीष सिसोदिया ने यही कहा था कि इसमें कुछ गलत नहीं है। तो क्यों आपने सीबीआई के जांच के डर से अपनी नीति वापस ली, अपनी पॉलिसी वापस ली? आपको जारी रखना था ना, लड़ना था ना उसके लिए, लेकिन आपने वापस ले ली क्योंकि आपको पता था आप पकड़े गए हैं। इसी तरह यहाँ पर भी अब देखिए पूरी तरह से एक्सपोज होंगे। पर दुख की बात है, ये जांच, ये इंक्वायरियों की जो जानकारी सिर्फ एक चुनाव के बीच में आएगी। चुनाव के बाद, गुजरात के चुनाव के बाद इस जांच का क्या होगा वो भी देखना होगा कि बीजेपी और आम आदमी पार्टी मिलकर इसको जांच को यही समाप्त कर देगी। 5 तारीख तक चुनाव है गुजरात का, या उसके आगे ये बढ़ते हैं और अंजाम तक पहुंचाते हैं इस सब चीजों को।
All right. And Lambaji, what I wanted to ask you about is we had previously spoken to BJP's representatives. We had Mr. R.P. Singh and Mr. Harish Khurana. What I asked them is the similar question that I'm going to be asking you. I had asked them about whether their party is going to be organizing protests against the AAP over the next couple of days, considering that there have been some pretty scathing findings in this report. Is the Congress also going to be conducting protests?
कॉन्फ्रेंस करके सच्चाई स्कूलों की सामने रखी और उसी के बाद मुझे लगता है ये जांच बैठ पाई। प्रेशर के बाद, दबाव के बाद जांच हुई। अब उस जांच की रिपोर्ट आ गई है। अब आपको प्रदर्शन नहीं करना है, अब आपको एक्शन चाहिए। जितने भी लोगों ने करप्शन किया है, झूठ बोला है दिल्ली सरकार का, और सच्चाई के बाद अब एक्शन चाहिए। अब प्रोटेस्ट नहीं चाहिए। प्रोटेस्ट के बाद ही ये जांच बिठाई गई थी और सच्चाई आ गई है। अब इनको सजा मिलनी चाहिए जिन्होंने करप्शन किया, झूठ बोला, धोखा दिया है। अब उनको सलाखों के पीछे जाना होगा। और अरविंद केजरीवाल जी में थोड़ी भी नैतिकता है, जेल में बैठे जेल मंत्री सत्येंद्र जैन को नहीं हटाते, शराब नीति के घोटाले में मनीष सिसोदिया को नहीं हटाते, और अब फिर देखना है अब शिक्षा में अगेन क्लासरूम में जो करप्शन है उसमें अभी भी हटाते अरविंद केजरीवाल, जो भ्रष्टाचार पे आए थे, पारदर्शिता पे आए थे, मोरालिटी पर आए थे। अब देखना है कि अब फिर वही राजनीतिक लाइन लेते हैं जो उन्होंने हमेशा ली है, या इस बार कुछ अलग करेंगे।
लांबर जी, आपका पार्टी द कांग्रेस, आप प्रोटेस्ट करेंगे कुछ अगले दिनों में?
नहीं, मैंने आपको कहा हमने प्रोटेस्ट किया था। हमने प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस में सच्चाई रखी कि कोई क्लासरूम नहीं बना, ये झूठ है। और उसके बाद हमने जांच की मांग की, जांच हुई। हम इस बात का एलजी के लिए सराहना करते हैं कि उन्होंने जांच किया, इंक्वायरी हुई। आज सच्चाई आ गई है कि करप्शन हुआ है। अब प्रोटेस्ट नहीं चाहिए दिल्ली को। अब दिल्ली को ऐसे लोगों को जिन्होंने करप्शन किया, झूठ बोला, उन्हें सजा देनी है। तो हम मांग करेंगे बिल्कुल एलजी साहब से कि आपकी रिपोर्ट के आधार पर तुरंत लीगल एक्शन लेना होगा। तो हम एलजी साहब से जरूर मिलेंगे और उनपे इस बात को आगे बढ़ाने का हम लोग जरूर दबाव बनाएंगे।
All right, Alka Lambaji, शुक्रिया हमारे साथ बात करने के लिए। I want to